What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take you guys along with me on a full garden tour. For those who are new here, hello and welcome, and for all of my returning subscribers, hey. So I am in zone 6A, Central Ohio. I am gardening from my suburban backyard, and I have a few raised beds as well as like some other little spots here and there that I will take you around on. But first things first, I needed to gather everything that I needed. I already grabbed my harvesting bowls, basket, and a bowl for like any smaller items that I want to put in here. Of course, we will need some pruners. I have my knife here, and in the case that I need to tie anything up, I thought I had my tomato ties, but let me go grab that and we'll be good to go. Boom. Now let's journey out and see what everything is looking like. Nothing is perfect, and that's okay. I have a lot of successes, a lot of fails, and a lot of missed opportunities. We're going to start up here because I wanted to show you guys, like, I had this little area set up for me to have like successions of things to go out into the garden once like I started harvesting things. And as you guys may or may not know, we went on vacation 10 whole days. We had like a crazy heat wave, as most of the country did, and I lost pretty much all of my little seedlings. I have one little hopeful beet that is still hanging on, but this was going to be my setup, and it still will be. I'm going to start some more things, like I want to get some Swiss chard. I want to get some more beets and things like that started in trays. A lot of things I will direct sow, so we need to make space. So let's get off of the deck and let's get into the yard. In case you have not been here before, on the side of my deck here, I just have an area where I'm keeping some cherry tomatoes, some different herbs, and a cucumber plant in containers. Now, this space has like turned into something way more than I thought it would be. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, first of all, this guy here, this is the Sweet 100s cherry tomato. This thing has like bursted with growth to the point where it was like literally falling over. Secure now, but it wasn't before. My blueberries are taking off. They are doing fabulously. You can see all of the fruit that has set on these guys as well. So this has like been really great. I did have these planters up on my deck, but we are currently drying my deck out so we can paint it. So they live down here for now, which I don't mind the look of it. With the green stalk, it actually kind of looks cute. Speaking of the green stalk, let's stop here for a moment. The basil is doing absolutely amazing. I'm getting a second wave of the green sorrel here. It's looking really good. I'm gonna be harvesting some of that really soon. My lettuce that I recently sowed is beginning to come up, so that's all really exciting. And my strawberries are making a rebound. I was really concerned about these because I pulled them out of a planter that I've had them in for like literally maybe 2 or 3 years at this point. And you can see like some of it is still pretty spotty, but some of them did make a comeback, which I appreciate. And then down here, I just have some spinaches, and someone told me that this was chamomile, so I'm really hoping to see this come to fruition. But the green stalk looks really, really naked right now, but it will be great for in the fall. But back to over here. All right, so here is my pickle bush. This is a container variety of cucumber, which I wasn't really sure what to expect with it, but it looks like I do have, ooh, sorry, bee, a couple of fruits coming on. So we have this one guy here, and then also another guy down here. I'm not sure how big these are supposed to get, so I'm thinking I'm going to give it just a little bit more time to put on some size, but I'm excited to see cucumbers come from this plant because I wasn't exactly sure. The soil in here is kind of old, even though I amended it and everything like that. Just wasn't sure, but it looks like we have a ton more fruits coming on, so I'm really hopeful. So if you haven't tried the pickle bush out yet, I will say this one may be a good one to try out, maybe even starting this year because we still got time. All right, so on this same side of my house, I have my elderberry bushes, which at this point, this variety, which I can't tell you which one it is, but you can see it has flowered and now it is putting on berries. And so it looks like I'm going to have a really good harvest of elderberries to hopefully make elderberry syrup for my family. So that's a really hopeful thing. More food, more medicine, homegrown, baby. First of all, we have to give it up for this gorgeous gladiolas and borage and lemon balm combo that we have going on here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was like super hopeful that like this whole front of the bed was gonna be like bursting with color and flowers and everything like that, and that just ain't how it ended up working out. I think due to our like late freeze, things were a little bit behind, but how gorgeous is that? I mean, do you see what I see? Oh, it looks glorious. And here, I had a pleasant surprise. This is my first Queen of Malanaco tomatillo. It has fallen from the plant, so that's really exciting. Right, let's take a full look at what's going on over here with my tomatoes. I told you guys that I am not pruning any of my tomatoes, and so far so good for the most part. The only tomato that has like shown any sign of like disease is my, what is this, my yellow pear, which I've never had an issue with disease from this plant before. So I'm kind of shocked, if I'm being honest, even like how few fruit there are on this plant. Normally this guy's like busting with fruit, and this year it's just not it. Maybe it's my seed, it's pretty old, so I don't know. I'm gonna buy fresh seed for next year and hopefully I'll get better results. But so as for this guy, which is my Black Beauty, I had a lot of issues with leaf curling, as you can see, and then like all of the blooms have done this number. I'm sure that has 100% to do with the fact that we had like this crazy heat wave, but strangely enough, this is like the only plant that really struggled. The rest of them produced fruit. I didn't have too many blooms fall off, so I just think it's kind of strange. Black Beauty hasn't always been the like strongest plant. I will say that, like with my experience from growing it in the past, it hasn't been the strongest plant. However, never had this issue either. So these two plants, even though I have no fruit on them, they're still growing great. So I will keep them in. I'm not going to clear it out just yet because I'm of the family that it's like, if you're not doing what you need to do, then you got to get out the way. I'm not going to make them get out of the way. So anyways, let's look at the rest of these tomatoes. All right, so now that most of these have taken on some fruit, I kind of know the varieties now. So this is the striped Roma here, which looks really good. I have like, this is actually the tallest plant that I have so far. Looks really good. This one I believe is the Roma variety that I grew, which is not very tall, So I'm a little concerned about it, but it is putting on fruit just fine. Let's come around this way. All right, on the side over here, I have this guy, which honestly, I want to say that this is maybe the, I don't know what this is. I can't even remember what the heck I grew, but we have plenty of decent sized fruits on here. I actually did harvest one yesterday, I believe it was yesterday or the day before. If you follow me over on Instagram, then you've seen that. I had some cracked skin, so I wanted to bring that in the house so I can actually enjoy it. It was just about ripe, so it was all good. But yeah, this one is doing really well. Again, I have no idea what the heck it is. This one here has like the most perfect fruits. Like, look at that little cluster there. It's gorgeous. And again, I don't know what this one is either, if I'm being honest. So maybe I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. It's fine. But yeah, this one is like, it's putting on some size. It's nice and healthy. And then this guy here, I believe is the purple Cherokee, because it's not quite as dark as the Black Beauty, but it does have like that little bit of like purple veining to the stem. This one also had some blooms that dried up, but it is putting on fruit now, so it's doing its thing. It's looking good. Now down here, I put in like just a few experimental cabbages. This guy has like, this is all Napa. These guys here are looking amazing, and I just knew for sure that these ones weren't going to be the ones to get eaten up the most, because they're like right here on the edge, and we have bunnies that like to come through, etc. But the one in the middle of the bed is actually the one that's like gotten ravished the most, and I can't get in there, but I'm leaving it in there as like a trap plant, because hopefully I'll be able to harvest a decent little cabbage head from these two guys. So yeah, that's exciting. Oh, yo, somebody has been messing up the thing. So I just sowed some edamame and like some other beans over here. My other beans have not been touched, but the edamame has been like decapitated. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's the squirrels or what. I want to count and chuck it up to the squirrels. I feel like the squirrels are like really trying to like dull my shine this gardening season. I don't want to have to put covers on everything, because I don't know, like that's just more work for me to have to do. But I'm a little salty. This was edamame here. Looks like, you know, we have one plant that has come and stayed, and then over here we have the dragon tongue bush bean. Over there we have some basil, some zinnias up there, all happy. All right, an honorable mention. I almost never recognize this plant, but this is my rhubarb. I haven't really given you guys an update on it. It used to be on the side of my deck, and I put it over here just as like a place filler, but it seems to be happy. For a second there, it was struggling, but it's so much happier now, and the leaves look nice and healthy. The stems are getting nice and thick. I don't know anything about rhubarb, if I'm being honest, so maybe somebody can educate me, but I want to say it's past its point of being able to be harvested. I don't know. You guys tell me, but it's looking good. So moving over to this bed here, these peas will need to come out really, really soon, even though I've still been getting like little baby harvests here and there from them. You can see a majority of the plant is just spent. It's done. It's okay though, because I'm gonna just pull off whatever I can get and put it in a beautiful salad or something like that, and then yeah, going ahead and make space for something else. So over here, calendula's looking happy. My gladiolas are up and looking beautiful. Collard greens are flourishing. Look at that, how big that leaf is. So good. I don't love the way I place these, but it's okay. Like, it's still gonna do all right. These cabbages here, you can tell like I've had some worm issues. Oh, I lost a pea. I've had some worm issues, but it looks like this guy is trying to head up, so I'm going to leave them here, let them do their thing. The kale is looking pretty good. It's been getting eaten up between slugs and worms, but I've been harvesting a lot of this. This is like my favorite kale, so oh my gosh, look. You guys, do you see that? Oh, okay, it's not all the way ripe yet. I'm not going to pick it. I'm not going to pick it, but blackberries are on the way. All right, so here in the potato area, I think I'm just ready to tear all of these out. If I'm being honest, I pulled a couple of the plants and the potatoes were decent enough size. These were like a smaller, like new potato size anyways. So let's go on ahead, yank these babies out. I have this straw in place here. Ooh, hippy dippy. Oh, so that's hopeful. I forgot that I put two different varieties in here. So I have a pink red variety and a purple variety. So let's go on ahead, and I have these soaker hoses in the way, but we'll try to work around it. All right, so I'm down to the nitty gritty. This is what I'm working with so far, which isn't bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like I said, I was a little concerned, and this was kind of just like a test trial of how potatoes would do in this area with low light, like in a low light situation where they don't get just a whole lot of sun. And the soil is just like a little compacted. Oh, but I'm still finding potatoes, so I might go through and use a shovel just to like loosen it up a bit to see if I can unearth anything else, which still getting them. All right, so this is what we ended up with. Clearly, we can see who was the star of the show. These purple potatoes, which I can't even remember the name of the variety, but these guys, I think I only had about 3 seeds, and I mean, you see the vibes. And I actually have 4 seeds of the pink ones. I think the pink are definitely like a longer day variety, so maybe I pulled these a little too early because there were tons of like little guys like that. So I probably missed a lot that were in this bed. So if they decide to come back up, that's totally fine with me. But I'm really, really pleased with these guys. I will definitely be growing more of these. I think that I need to do a better job of amending the soil. That's always my thing, is like to be able to create a softer, more loamier soil. So if you guys have any tips, let me know down in the comment section. But back to the tour. All right, so now that we have cleared this area, I'm going to amend the soil. Like I said, I need to figure out something to make it more loose and loamier because I want to put carrots in this area over here, and I'm not exactly sure what I want to put along the border just yet, but I need to figure that out as well. But showed you guys my blackberry bush, which is doing amazing, still in this container here. My gold raspberries, I haven't had a chance to plant those up yet. As you guys can see, my new raised beds are still sitting idle. I just haven't had the time, to be honest, so soon enough. But creeping along on the inside of this bed. So now for the second or third time, I have put in some cucumber seeds, and something keeps decapitating everything that comes up. So I'm not going to give up because I still have time to grow cucumbers. I just won't have as many and different varieties as I would like to. So I'm going to start some from seed in a tray. I was trying to avoid having to set up things in a tray because I don't have a lot of space, and I don't want to pull out like my little pop-up greenhouse situation, and I don't want to start anything in my basement either because fruit flies. But anywho, we see here the one cucumber plant that has been thriving and doing well and didn't get chopped down was the lemon cucumber. Looks really healthy, has tons and tons of blooms on there. No fruit just yet, but I'm hopeful that we will have fruit soon. And then also my noodle beans. So my noodle beans are starting to get beans. I only have one that has like began to make it up the trellis. The rest of these were pretty stunted. So this one is putting off blooms, but you can see, I think something decapitated these ones as well. I am going to leave them here because if they produce, as you can see, they are trying to, I'm gonna let them do their thing. So yeah, even if I only have one single bean that decides to make it up that way, that's fine. I'm thinking about maybe putting some like trailing nasturtiums up on this edge just to add some more foliage and things. Like I said, my gladiolas are doing really well. My chamomile is starting to bloom finally. These were the ones that I started from seed. I don't know, maybe I won't sow them as thickly, is that a word? As thick as I did this go round, but we'll see. Coming back up to the front of my garden to work our way on this side of my garden here. In the front, again, I had so many flowers sown, these gladiolas. I do have dahlias that are beginning to bud up, which is exciting. But as you can see, what has taken over here are my ground cherries. I've never had success growing them from seed. This is my first time and I'm in love. You can see I have, oh, come to me. I have some falling here. I'm not going to take my time to dig them all out right now, but here is what one looks like that maybe has been on the ground for a little bit of time. Look how golden and beautiful. And then this guy here, which I think I actually plucked this. It's not as deep in color, so you can see, but still equally delicious. Garden candy. So needless to say, ground cherries doing amazing. My other sunflowers that I really struggled to get started, they're doing amazing. Peppers are looking so good. I do need to come in and do a harvest just to lighten the load on these plants. This is the Pasilla Bajío plant. It's supposed to get like a deep purple color. So far, this is what I'm working with some of them. You can see this other plant back here. This whole row here is all It's all the same pepper, all the same pepper, all the same situation going on here. So I do need to harvest all of these. So I have the jalapeno pasilla bajo, the golden marconi. We're starting to get some color, and these fruits are absolutely stunning, nice sized. Like I said, starting to get some color. You can see the tip of that one back there. And then my bells, which aren't nearly as big as I hoped them to be. I have harvested one already, but look how beautiful the coloring is on these. And these are the Keystone Bell. All beautiful fruits. I believe I'm going to lighten the load on these plants by, I'm just going to harvest these green. I have no problem having plenty of green peppers, but you can see how beautiful. Red, love it. So yeah, these are doing amazing as well. This guy, he's new because I actually pulled this one out because it stayed puny. If you want to reference the last tour, it's pretty much the same size as it was before. So I ended up getting a free plant. This is the scorpion pepper here, and it's pretty tall and leggy, but that's okay. No fruit yet, but I'm excited about that. And then my fish pepper. I usually have so many more fruits on here by now, but it got nice and tall, so it's just a beautiful plant in general. So I'm happy about that. You can see my artichokes are like trying to swallow up this whole section here. No flower just yet, but I just love the foliage on this. I think it looks just so beautiful. Let's pull this back a little bit. We have some comfrey in here from where I had comfrey in here before on this corner. I'm gonna let it live, but I will occasionally come through and just like chop and drop it. In here, we have our, oh, ow, shit. We have our first eggplant. We did not think these were gonna make it, and look at them. The leaves on them are like pretty small, but they are healthy. No bugs, no buggy damage. We trimmed all of those back, and they are looking good. So I'm really excited about that. You can see I got some chamomile and some dill in here as well. This chamomile was actually unexpected. I thought that it was dill, but it looks like some of my seeds got mixed up. Let me take you on the other side here. Oh, look, another eggplant. Yay. So this is hopeful. This is good. All the heat has been doing what it needs to do. I'm excited. Y'all, I'm always and forever in love with this little corner of my garden where all my sage and lavender is. It just looks so good and smells amazing. Anyways, back to the tour. So we're still on this side. Over here, my hollyhock is doing the damn thing. The blooms are like kind of spent, some of them, but like look how glorious. It's getting some height on it, and the color is just fabulous. My calendula is doing what needs to be done, honey. It is a workhorse, and let me tell you, oh, they're all gone. Maybe they got ate up. I'll pop in a picture, but calendulas are known to be like a trap for aphids, and this guy is doing the damn thing. It did its job, so I'll show the picture. And then my one single sunflower that actually came up and got a chance to get some size is looking amazing. No blooming just yet, but it's on the way. This chamomile here has been doing the damn thing. This was actually, I didn't start this from seed, but I did clump some over in there, so you can see the stark difference. And maybe it's because of how the sun hits this bed. It just kind of got, you know, in the mixed up with all the calendula. The calendula is kind of leaning in towards the sun. Anyways, back over here. So I have these beans here, which are doing amazing. You can see they have started to trellis all the way up here. honey is doing the dang thing. And we even have blooms trying to come on. Where are they at? There we are. We've got blooms coming on, so that's really exciting as well. Look at how beautiful my neighbor's tree house is. Anyways, that's not what we're here. So yeah, the beans here are doing amazing. And then our butternut squash, we have one wee guy there. It looks like hopefully you were pollinated properly. Hopefully the bees did their job. So yeah, that's really exciting. This, like I said, I have been battling with something, just going in and just nipping off the tops of things. And actually this was one of the things that got nipped. However, it made a comeback. It's super behind, but that's fine. I'm not mad at it. I'm observing, sorry. But yeah, I'm excited to have some watermelon, and hopefully like there'll be enough space on this trellis for the watermelon to even happen. To the door. All right. What I was observing here was my tromboncino squash. I was just looking at the stem here, and those just look like roots. At first I thought it was like squash borers. I don't need them problems. But you can see this guy is getting some size as well. Let me stand back. Like, look at him. Show out. I only grew one of these because I wasn't exactly sure how I would enjoy the squash, and the squash are so big. But we have a couple on here. Few, actually. There goes another one. So I'm excited to try this guy out, and hopefully me and my family enjoy it, and it can bring us a lot of joy and food later on. And down here I have my one and only cucamelon that survived whoever is chomping down all of my seedlings. So I'm really happy to at least see that one. These produce like nobody's business, so I'm not even concerned whether or not that's going to produce enough. But yeah, anyways, nasturtiums are looking fabulous. I don't know why this side is popping, but this side is doing this. It's so crazy to me how, you know, things vary from bed to bed. But looky here, this may be why. We have some aphids. Again, nasturtiums is another one of those plants that you can put in as a trap, and it will attract any bugs that you don't want on the things that you want to produce. So I'm really kind of happy that this guy is doing what it's doing. But this looks glorious. I'm definitely going to harvest some of these to put in maybe ramen or something. Ooh, it'll look like a little lily pad. All right, coming on around. My blueberries aren't doing anything, child. They are ready to get out of these pots. At this point, I know that's what it is. And that's okay, because all of my berry plants will be going in those. And you'll see that eventually, but let's get back over here. All right, so let's start with these. My sweet peas are done and done. I have pulled them out of the ground. If you guys seen my garlic harvesting video, then you've seen that. But I am allowing these to dry out so I can harvest the seed. It's been difficult to do that because we've been getting so much rain, but I might just go on ahead and pull these down and put them somewhere else to dry out, maybe in my garage or something, so I can harvest those seeds. Anywho, this, whoa, it's a lot happening. So first of all, this squash here is the Cocozelle. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I thought I was going to be able to trellis this up, but this guy don't want to be trellised. And so I just kind of said F it and let it do what it does. Like, what? I'm not about to fight you. So far I see no squash on. Well, this one is eventually going to be a squash, but no production on this guy yet. However, this one, ooh, baby, busting. All right, so let me see if I can get down up in here. Hey, bee, you better do the damn thing. Do the damn thing, baby. All right, so down here, one, we have two, if you can see that. We have, there's a third some dang where. Anyways, I'm saying all of that to say that this guy is who, like, look, it is taken over. It has literally taken over, and I kind of assumed that it would. So when I went in and re-sowed some seeds, so I put in, oh, what is this? I believe these are the yellow beans, yellow wax beans. I put them in clumps. So I put a clump here, and then on the opposite side over here, which again, getting hella shaded, I might have to trim some of these leaves back. But I put the, oh, what the heck are they called? They're green beans. I'll put it on the screen. Anyways, so I put them in clumps, so this could have some space, but you can see they have intruded on this space over here. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I might have to do a little bit of pruning, but that's fine. I'm just really proud of this squash. Like, what? I've never had a squash like this. Anyways, so back in here, like I said, sowed seeds. At the same time that I did the beans, I also put in my okra, the only 2 okra that I had started from in seedling trays. And then I went on ahead and popped in some seeds direct, and you can see, like, there's not a huge difference. Like, those are true leaves, those are not true leaves, but I mean, you can see how fast they want to come up and do their thing. And then if I can get over here, this squash though, I'm like really blown away. Yeah, we have some more okra over here, and then I also put in some shelling peas, which it looks like either the rain pushed them up or somebody was over here digging. I don't know, but I'm gonna pop the ones that I see back down in the ground, because I want these to all come up and do what they need to do. But this trellis will eventually be all shelling peas, which will be exciting because I've never grown those before. I was just about to wrap this up, and I can't believe I forgot to give you guys an update on my onions. Yo, so I did start these from sets from a local nursery, and you can see that they are putting on some size. I was hoping to get like larger, more amazing bulbs. It looks like so far this one is probably the largest, but I'm still happy to have onions. I definitely could probably top all of the greens and like maybe dehydrate those and grind them up as powder or something, I don't know. But yeah, onions are doing amazing. Almost forgot about that. My bad. All right, so this is pretty much going to wrap up this tour. I thought that I was going to do more harvesting with you guys, but the potatoes took me a lot longer than I expected them to, but I'm still very pleased with what I got. Hopefully you guys enjoyed everything. If you did, please make sure that you hit this with a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and comment down below, what are you harvesting at this point in the season? I know a lot of people in different zones are like having bumper crops of cucumbers and tomatoes and all of that good stuff. I'm very jealous. So let me live vicariously through you. What are you harvesting right now? I'd love to hear from you. And until the next time, I wish you all health, wealth, and prosperity. Peace out.